something? That way it'll be. That's fine. Yeah, it's all good. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. I can check. Mike's gonna be a problem.
This is Hanukkah is Here. Light one for those who taught us not to be afraid. Light one for those who taught us how we could be brave. Light one more and light it for we have come to celebrate. Light one candle, Hanukkah is here. Light one for the miracle of candles in the dark. Light one for the people who became the fire spark. Light one more and light it for finding courage in your heart. Light one candle, Hanukkah is. We light these lights, we're keepers of the flame. Our sparks ignite our past, our future, our link in the chain. We light these lights, they light our way. So shine your light, so shine your light. Light one for the moment when our temple was restored. Light one for the moment we could put away our swords. Light one more and light it for the world that we're still working towards. Light one candle, Hanukkah is here. We light these lights, we're keepers of the flame. Our sparks ignite our past, our future, our link in the chain. We light these lights, they light our way. So shine your light, so shine your light. Light one for the dreidels as we watch them spinning around. Light one for the Gadol, 'cause miracles abound. Light one more and light it for laughter, singing, happy sounds. Light one candle, Hanukkah is here.
Well, Cantor Lissick, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for that uplifting song tonight. And Kristen and I want to thank, I want to toss out the media that way. Kristen and I want to welcome you all to the People's House today for this wonderful celebration. And I'll just start off saying shalom, y'all. This is the People's House, and we're so glad to have a wonderful, diverse population in North Carolina. We're happy to host this menorah lighting with the help of the North Carolina Jewish Clergy Association. And it's wonderful to have so many friends with us today. I know I've seen a number of my cabinet secretaries and staff who are here. We have Attorney General Josh Stein, who's here as well. I know that Hanukkah doesn't start for a few more days, I think Sunday. But if you're already celebrating for 8 nights, you might as well add a few more, right? So that'll be good. Hanukkah is a beautiful time to gather with family and with friends to celebrate the light in our world. There's so much of it. And to reflect on miracles, the ancient ones and the modern ones that are touchstones in our lives. The Hanukkah story teaches us many valuable lessons. The triumph of light over darkness, resistance in the face of oppression, the courage to fight for what is right. All of these hold deep meaning in our world today. As an elected leader of our state, it's my responsibility to pause amid this joyous season to acknowledge the increasing incidence of violence and anti-Semitism that our Jewish communities are facing today and all over the world. This extremism is unacceptable, and it requires all of us, Jewish or not, to speak out against it. It is not a time to be silent. Complacency is not an option. I was just joined in the room there by the North Carolina Jewish Clergy Association, which, Judy, I think represents 80 congregations across our state. And I appreciate the terrific meeting we had to discuss the state and my administration and what we can do to continue to support the thriving Jewish communities across our state. Our state's diversity is our hallmark and our strength, and I look forward to a continued partnership with these leaders. So right now, before the big lighting, I'd like to ask Rabbi Judy Schindler to share a few words with us. Rabbi Schindler.
Hine Matov, how good it is to be together, to bring warmth and light to these cold and dark days. Thank you, Governor Cooper, for hosting us. Thank you for all that you do every day to strengthen and sustain our state. In 1950, 14 Tar Heel rabbis established the North Carolina Association of Rabbis. They sought to provide collegial support, to study together, to strengthen Jewish life in North Carolina, and be a voice and vision for religious freedom and civil rights in our state. And just 4 years after they convened, those same North Carolina rabbis met with Governor Hodges, urging him to implement the Supreme Court Brown versus Board of Education decision to desegregate our state schools. Well, 70 years later, we've just created in April, the North Carolina Jewish Clergy Association, and we come with that same passion to strengthen Jewish life in our state and to support religious freedom and civil rights for all. 2,600 years ago, the prophet Jeremiah foresaw that the Jewish community would be scattered, and he commanded us to get civically engaged. He said, Dirshu et shalom ha'ir, seek and work for the shalom, the peace and prosperity in the cities in which you find yourselves, for in their peace you will find peace. We recognize as clergy that our peace and well-being depends on North Carolina's peace and well-being. So we are here to say to you, Governor Cooper, Attorney General Josh Stein, and Secretary of the Department of Public Safety Eddie Buffalo, and to all those here who labor and all those everywhere who labor tirelessly to build up our state, we say to you, we are your partners. Like the Maccabees who fought for religious freedom long ago, and like our ancestors who for 2,000 years have kindled flames at this season to celebrate Jewish survival and share their commitment to bring light to the darkened corners of our world, we do the same. On these darkest nights of the year, we commit to keeping the following lights alive. Religious freedom, democracy, may we protect it. You can say amen. Religious freedom, may we defend it. Amen. Compassion, may we embody it. Amen. And humanity, may we affirm it in each and every soul who resides here.
Yeah, we're going to invite.
Any children would like to talk about the Hanukkah symbolically? Does anyone the Shema. We're not going to play with fire.
let's join our voices together as we sing Ma'oz Tzor. Ma'oz Tzor Yeshuati Lechana Elishabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati Bisham Todan Isabeach Leitachin Madbeach Mitzar Hamnabeach Azegmor Bishir Mizmor Hanukkah Tamizbeach Azegmor Bishir Mizmor Hanukkah Tamizbeach Rock of Ages, let our song praise thy saving power. Thou amidst our raging foes gave our strength to ring tower. Furious they assailed us, but thine arms availed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and thy word broke their sword when our own strength failed us.
So I'm going to offer a closing prayer, but of course, just a word of preparation before the prayer. A little more history. Governor Cooper, in 1790, President George Washington wrote a letter to the leadership of the Toro Synagogue in Newport, Rhode Island, assuring them that the Jewish community was fully welcome as part of the nascent United States of America. In it, he wrote that the United States was wholly different than all the other nations that had tragically discriminated against their Jewish communities. Here in America, he wrote famous lines the Jewish American community knows well: bigotry in the United States would find no sanction, and persecution no assistance. For hundreds of years, Jewish Americans have lived, served, and flourished in the United States, and specifically in our beloved state of North Carolina. Ever since the first Jew reached these shores, Joachim Gans, in 1585, and the first synagogue represented today by the Rabbi at Temple of Israel in Wilmington in 1876. While the Jewish experience has not always been easy in the Old North State, over time the vast majority of North Carolinians, including this wonderful governor, have welcomed the Jewish community and helped us nurture vibrant institutions, including numerous synagogues represented here today, community centers, and schools. For the Jewish community, North Carolina is truly home. Perhaps I should say down home. But as we are all sadly aware, and as the governor noted, a dangerous tide is rising across America. The rise of the ugly face of anti-Semitism. Synagogue shootings, anti-Semitic flyers, even here in Raleigh, our capital. Even some politicians, nationally and locally, who traffic in the loose talk of hate against the Jewish community and other vulnerable communities. I've had parents in my own congregation and even children who've asked me, Rabbi, should I take my Star of David necklace and tuck it away? It breaks my heart. This Hanukkah, there is one question beating in the hearts of Jewish North Carolinians. Is it safe for us to celebrate the Hanukkah holiday and to place the Hanukkah menorah, as our tradition demands, in the window, in the public sphere, for the world to see? Now, if it wasn't for the weather, I don't know what role God played in this, we were going to actually light our Hanukkah menorah outside with the governor's blessing. This was the alternative. But it doesn't change anything. Because in the people's house, when we are willing with this wonderful governor administration to light and celebrate Hanukkah here, all of North Carolinians are invested in this moment and say, you, Jewish community, are home. You should be proud. You should be safe. If there is any Jew in North Carolina today who is questioning, can I publicly be Jewish? Can I celebrate Hanukkah? Can I go to synagogue? Can I wear a Jewish star? Don't just take it from North Carolina Jewish Clergy Association. We all say it's kosher. We know that. Our governor says, put your Hanukkah menorah proudly in the window. It's here in the governor's mansion. It's here in the people's house. It should be in your homes as well. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei ha'or, O God, the God of our foremothers and forefathers, the God of light. Bless all the people of North Carolina, our wonderful governor, all those who serve our state as they do their very best to bring light to our state and strengthen every community of every faith. Bless us with the courage of the Maccabees to stand up for justice and religious freedom. Grant us the ability to see the miracles in front of us every day, including the miracle of living in the most gracious state in the Union, the state of North Carolina. This Hanukkah, bless us all with light and justice and peace, and we say together, Amen.
No, I'm just going to say one thing. We're so glad to have you all here. Kristen and I have made sure that this was celebrated every year here in the mansion, and that this again will be shining bright before us all. And I wanted to say one thing. We're grateful to Sadie Weiner for putting all of this together, and wanted to give her a hand.
And the giant one will be lit out front, so you can see it from space. So
Thank you both so much for having us here, and Sadie for making this possible, and the NCJCA. In our tradition, when we have a beautiful moment, we sing together Shehecheyanu, and so we're going to do that now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu V'kiyamanu V'higianu lazman hazeh Shehecheyanu V'kiyamanu V'higianu lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Hazeh. Happy Hanukkah.